Hi, how are you all doing? It seems like ages since I've spoken. I've had a few of those time-lapse videos and a couple of the digital kit videos. So it's lovely to have a chat with you today, and welcome to my new subscribers. It's lovely to see you here. For those of you who don't know, my name is Donna, and I know a lot of you have come over from Rita Jensen. She sent you over, and it's lovely to see you. And thank you, Rita. That's really kind of you to do that. So yeah, I'm excited to be back and chatting again today. So I thought we would do the Junk Journal Mass Make March today. This is a challenge by Cori on her channel, and I just thought I would get involved with it. Really, it seems like good fun, and I have lots of bits of scrappy paper that I could do with using up, so I thought let's just join in with this challenge today. So the challenge, this is the hashtag for it, so jjmassmakemarch. I think quite a lot of people are joining in, so there should be quite a lot of inspiration on YouTube if you search for this hashtag. And today I think I'm going to do tags and tucks. So let's get started. I'm not going to be reinventing the wheel here at all. They're all dead simple, dead easy ideas and easy to achieve. So we'll start with this one here. This is a tag with a tuck spot, and I've just tucked in some journaling spots there. And to do this one, it's so easy. You just need a scrap piece of paper. So let's take one that's perhaps a little bit longer. Yeah, this one might be okay. So we just need a scrap piece of paper. Obviously it's going to be shorter, but that's fine. We don't need it this wide for a start, so let's just take a little bit of that off. And then literally all we do is fold and then fold that over. And that's it, done. Okay, so it's really quick and really, really easy. Now there's a couple of options. You could just stick the whole thing down like that and then make your tuck spot, or you could leave it so it kind of opens as a journaling, as a journaling space. I'm going to stick it down today, so glue just on this side. Give it a good squish down. And for the tuck spot, I'm just going to glue at the top and at the bottom. Now on this one, I did make it into a tag shape, which I think I will do on here. And I think I'll use the largest one. Okay. I've got a bit of a rough edge there actually. I'm just going to chop that down just to neaten that up a little bit. Better. And then I will glue here and here. Just before I do that, I'm going to just get no extra ink on here at all. I'm just going to define that because it's the thing I can't do easily once it's stuck. And then I'm just going to use a bit of wet glue along here and along here and along here, and we're going to stick it down like that, and we're done. So we've got a tag with a tuck spot. And then as far as decorating goes, you can do whatever. You could leave it blank if you're using like a just plain paper like me. You could leave it blank and then come back to it when you've got a specific theme in mind. You could do some stamping on it, but that basically is the bare bones of that tag with a tuck. So we'll do another one, maybe with some decorative paper. So let's maybe do one like this. Now this is thicker, so it might be slightly more difficult to I think I might do it that way actually. Yeah, it might be slightly more difficult to fold, but I think what I'm going to do is fold it there. And I could probably make my tuck a little bit bigger, it's a bit wider. So I'm going to fold about there. Fold that down. Let's give it a bit of a squish. And then, just to give it some help, I'm going to get a metal ruler. Put my ruler on there. And use my bone folder. To push against. Like that. Squish that down. Okay, so we've got a tag there with a tuck there, and then that's nice for writing space there on the back as well. So again, so simple, really easy. You could leave that open as a pocket if you wanted. That's up to you as well. I'm just going to do the corners like that to make it into my tag shape. Quick bit of ink. Like that. Going to glue this bit down. Okay, so that one's done as well. So there we've got 3 of the same, different sizes, just depending on what paper I have used. So let's now move on to this idea here. It's almost the same, but we've just got a little extra fold. So I just got my piece of paper, folded it roughly in thirds, and then folded the front panel forwards. And the way I'm planning on using this is to, just going to cut the corners again. Well, there's 2 different ways we can do it. We can either just glue the top and the bottom to make this tuck, leave the rest open, and then we've got journaling space. Or we can glue here and here, and here and here, to make a tuck spot here, a tuck spot there. So I think I will do the 2 tuck spots first, and then perhaps we'll do a second one with the alternative. So first thing I'm going to do is glue this section. The next thing I'm going to do is make this into a tuck spot. So I want glue to about halfway. So I think I will glue here rather than gluing on this bit, just so I don't get glue everywhere. So glue there and glue here. Close that up. And then glue here and here. And close that up. So what we should have now is, let me find a piece of paper, a tuck spot here where we can put things in, and another one here. I like to use these little tuck spots for stamps and smaller items. Okay, so that's the first one. And let's do now an alternative where we can open it up and have some journaling space on the inside. So I'm going to want something that I can write on. This might be nice, a nice piece. I'm going to cut that down to give me some straight lines, and then I'll be back. So I need to fold this into approximately thirds. So round about there. Okay, squish that down. Squish that down. Now obviously I've used a much shorter piece of paper, so it's going to look a lot shorter, but it does the same job. And we'll create a little tuck there. And this time all I'm going to do is glue down here, so then we can open it up and we've got a little writing spot there. So let me get my glue. Okay, so then this is glued down, but this can be opened. And you can put, you know, you can put like a circle, one of those circles there like that. So you can open it up and do that, and then put something in there. Okay, you could open it up and put a little pocket on the inside. Once you've got the base, there's loads of different alternatives that you can do with them. So this is why I like just using scraps, and I actually really like just using scraps of copy paper, because you can you can do whatever with them then. Okay, so let's move on to a third idea. So a third idea that I had was to have a tag that you could open up with a pocket on the inside, but this one doesn't have a tuck spot. You could add a tuck spot if you wanted to, but this one, the way I've done it is just we fold in half and we open it up, and we've got you know, a little pocket there. This one made in exactly the same way, but I haven't cut it into a tag shape, and I've put a little thumb hole there so that it can be stuck onto a page, and it makes an extra pocket there, but the actual fold is exactly the same. So let's get some scrap paper that we could use. So I've found this piece, and we're going to fold into thirds. On this one, I've made one of the sections slightly smaller so that it doesn't crash into the crease, but it doesn't have to be that much shorter, you know, as long as you stop about there, that's fine. So we will fold it this way. Like that. Okay. I'm going to give that a really good squish because this is quite thick card. I cannot find my bone folder anywhere. Don't know what I've done with it. Okay, and then we want to fold up to make the pocket. So I think I'll fold up to about there. Again, give it a really good squish. And I want to cut off this panel and this panel. So when I cut just inside this line and just inside this line. So I'm going to cut about there and about there. And that's because it just makes it a tiny bit shorter so it fits nicely inside those marks. And when I cut this bit off, I'm going to cut just above there, and that makes it just a little bit shorter for closing. So just inside there, just inside there, just above there, and just above there. I'm sorry, I've got really shaky hands today. It's my inhaler, I think. It can make me shake sometimes. Right, so they're off. So then that's our pocket on the inside, and we can fold in and we can fold it in. Terrible. Look, I used a cutter, and look, how does that happen when you use a cutter? Let's put that one on the inside for now. So then we can either leave it like that, we can cut a tag shape, we can cut a divot for, do you know what, I keep saying divot, it's because Julie said divot. I've just picked it up from Julie and she got it from Cori, I think. A thumb notch, a notch here. So I'm actually going to do that a tad smaller, thinner I should say. Just a tad, because I feel like that's going to cut into, smash into here. I'm just going to chop just a tiny bit off, just to make it a little bit neater. And I can't believe how crooked that is. I'm going to have to straighten that. How on earth did I manage that? Right, that doesn't seem too bad now. I've refolded it. That seems okay. So I'm just going to kind of move it a little bit and then put it on the inside, and then nobody will be none the wiser. Okay, so that's that one there. I'm going to, again, I want to make mine into, if I can get through, into a tag. Okay, so that's another idea there, a tag and a tuck. Same as this one here. Same as this one here. And let's move on to my last idea, which is a tag at tuck spot where we can have 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 pockets. So for this one we do need a longer piece of paper. That's not going to make a very, we could do that and then just have a very thin tag. Yeah, I'll show you this. So let's just get rid of this, because I think that's a little bit too long. Let's just get rid of that bit. And we're just going to fold in half for this one. And it looks like I've already creased this. And then we may as well just work with that since it's already folded. So we're going to fold that up. This then folds down. And you can either leave it like that or you can pull it in the other way. And then I'm going to just make that a little tiny bit shorter. It's a little bit too long really. Take that off. Okay, so then we've got 1, 2, a pocket or a tuck if you leave this open, and 4 if you stick it onto a page as a pocket. So that's another really simple one. So I think what we'll do is quickly stick this flap down like that, and I'm going to put some glue here to create this tuck spot. I'm going to put glue here to stick it down as a pocket or another tuck spot. Just going to do the one side, so it would be a tuck spot actually rather than a pocket, but you could do both sides. So I've just done that side, so it still leaves me with this as a tuck if I wanted. I think I will have this as a pocket, so I'm wondering whether to put, and I don't think I'm going to put a thumb notch in, or will I? Yeah, let's put a tiny one in. Tiny thumb notch. And then I've got a pocket behind should I want to use it. Just let me ink that. glue this down. So that's really, really quick and easy as well. It's literally fold in half and fold up. You could, if you didn't want to stick this flap down, keep it on the outside. You could then, I'll show you this one actually. I think I did this alternative in the whole book challenge. Let me find another long piece of paper. So I found this 6x6, it looks like, and I'm just going to fold it in half and do exactly the same thing. We're just going to change this bit slightly. So we'll fold that, and then we will fold up to about there. It's quite thick, this paper. It's the kind of the thicker type. So I'm just going to make sure I give it a good burnish. Okay, and then bring your pocket down. And instead of folding it back in to glue it, and instead of gluing it down here, you could glue it, you could not glue it at all, so that you can lift it up and put some journal in, or you could glue it down here and make an extra tuck there. So then we've got an extra tuck in that one. So I like that idea, let's do that. So we just want it here along the bottom. So it's this bit, isn't it? And again, it's exactly the same fold, it's just slightly different variations. And this is how I mass make. When I like, I don't make like 20 journals. I don't sell journals. Well, I do sell journals, but you know, it's not the main thing I do. I like the creative part. I like doing mixed media. I like doing things like this. So I'm not going to need to make 20 of one thing. So when I sit and mass make, for me, mass making is more of like a lengthy session at my desk, rather than actually mass making of one thing, if that makes sense. And this is how I end up just using scraps and doing variations on the same thing, and I end up, you know, coming up with quite a few different ideas. So again, I'm going to leave that as a tuck. I'm going to close this as a pocket. I'm going to put a little thumb notch in. So yeah, for me, mass making isn't like, you know, oh, I've got to get 15, 20 journals ready and done. I need to sit down, I need to make 20 of these, I need to make 20 of these. For me, that's not what mass making is. Because I don't need it to be that. I just like to have a few plain bases ready to go, or some different ideas ready to go. And the mass part is the fact that I've actually been able to sit for a good few hours and get on with something. So that's closed as a pocket, and we've got a little extra variation there. That's ideal for something like, I'm just looking in my bits and bobs box. It's ideal for something like this. Like a little stamp that goes in there. You could put something in there, some little paper that you're using, some journaling in there if you wanted to. That's a tuck, so there's plenty of space. And yeah, anything goes. Another variation I've just thought of is that you could not stick it together and then either hold it with, either hold it with a clip or a safety pin, and then the whole thing could come down. And if you've got journaling, you know, if it's plain on the inside, you could maybe stick that down. But if it's plain on the inside, you could use all of that as journaling space then, and then you would just put it back together again like that. Get your clip and clip it back together, and you could kind of have that as a floating pocket, or you could have it within another pocket. So yeah, that might be another idea. That's one I've just thought of as well. So we started off by making these really simple tags with a tuck spot. They're like that. That was the one I'd already made. And this was the larger one. And then we did something similar, which was the double tuck spot. So it was having a tuck spot here and a tuck spot there. This one I haven't glued down yet. This one had just the one tuck spot and we left it so that we could open up for journaling. Then we did this one, which was the tag that we opened up. We could have some journaling or whatever there, and we've got a pocket on the inside. That one I cut into a tag. This one I have just left. And I made a thumb notch at the top for it to be stuck down onto a page. And that was the one we made together. All of these have been made out of scraps. And this was the final one where we've got a tuck, a tuck, a tuck, and a possible pocket or tuck, depending on how you stick it onto your booklet, into your journal. And then we did the alternative here with the extra little tuck there. And that was the same but tall and skinny. So I hope that's given you a few ideas. As I say, I wasn't trying to do anything special. I wasn't trying to do anything new or fancy. I was just trying to use some very basic, simple ideas, simple folds to get various different outcomes and different ways to use up our scraps. So thank you very much for joining me, and thank you to Cori for your junk journal mass make March idea. Don't forget to search this hashtag if you would like some more ideas, and pop over to Cori's channel to see what she's been up to as well. So until next time, take care of yourselves, happy crafting, and I'll see you soon. Bye.